Today we're going to watch an 80s sci-fi movie, something that I've never seen and hopefully you haven't either. It's called Saturn 3.
You are entering the field of Saturn 3 Experimental Food Research Station.
It was directed by the same guy that did Singing in the Rain. An 80s sci-fi movie made by the guy who made Singing in the Rain. Do you think we'll get some singing robots? I doubt it, but wouldn't that be great? Let's read the synopsis right off the VHS box. Kirk Douglas and Farrah Fawcett battle for their lives in deep space. In an isolated sector of our solar system lies the distant outpost, Saturn 3, where two research scientists have created a futuristic Garden of Eden. But their space-age love story develops into a horror story when a robot helper arrives in charge of a psychotic killer. Does that mean he brings the psychotic killer onto the base? The scientists are forced to do lonely battle for survival against the killer as Saturn plunges into a 22-day eclipse, cutting them off from the rest of mankind. A 22-day eclipse on a space base? That sounds terrifying. Especially with a killer. Why would you bring a killer onto a space base? That just sounds like a bad idea. So this should be interesting. Let's kick it off and see how this movie goes. What a jump.
397, arrival Mars transport now estimated 5 hours delay. Suggest advanced service program.
What am I looking at? Is that the Disney logo? Oh. What? He's like flying through popcorn.
Come into my quarters, we'll discuss your problem.
Oh, they put a camera right at the bed. Why would they put a camera there? Whew, man. Whew. I'm glad I had beer for that, because that was... It wasn't so much that it was bad, it was just so strange. And strange can be good, but I don't know if this was good. Just silent. Is the audio on? The movie starts off with a really strong shot of a ship flying over. Star Wars Saturn Edition. Our dish is melted. In the first 5 minutes, we get the antagonist. We get this guy who seems to be, he looks like he's a robot, but he's not. What is that? I can barely see out of this damn thing. And he kills the captain of who should be going on this ship.
Hey, Benz, what are you doing? Wait a minute, Benz! Holy hell, stop! Stop!
Holy hell?
Stop!
Was that a callback to 2001? Oh, wow. What the? He just shattered into biscuits. So it's definitely pulling from Star Wars, from Alien, and also 2001: A Space Odyssey. Some of the shots are really cool. I have to admit. Some of the landscape shots are really neat, but then most just look clearly like miniatures. You can just totally tell they're miniatures. And it's almost cute. Oh. The miniatures are amazing. Look at that. That's great. Oh, it's so cute. And it's amazing to think that Alien came out the year before this. So anyways, we get this antagonist who kills the captain that should be going on the ship, and then he just runs to the ship, like, almost comically. Oh, God. A single person is going to Saturn 3 in this strange bug-like ship. Ah, yes, Saturn 3. So much better than Saturn 2. Oh my gosh. Hello, we are your butlers. Do you have the coffee? First, we're gonna stop in the strip club if you don't mind. Then they go through Willy Wonka's acid tunnel. It looks like 1960s sci-fi. It really does. It looks like a 1960s sci-fi movie with color, basically. Yeah.
Here's where we've been for the last 3 years.
Oh, there he is. Oh, shit.
Captain, Major, this is my partner.
I'm Farrah, Fawcett. Well, you looked at each other a little too long for my taste. They have these weird tattoos on their face, and apparently it's like a visa. So instead of having like a nice Visa card, you know, to get into countries or planets in this case, they just have it right on their fucking face. Tattoo, she's freaky. And then he looks at the tattoo, he's like, "Oh, I can tell by your tattoo there you haven't been to planet Earth."
I see by your scan. You've never been to Earth, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah, I haven't got it stamped yet. Yeah, I want to get them stamped all. I want to go see Venus 1 and Venus 2 and you know, Jupiter 8 and Planet X. And he stares at Farrah Fawcett like he's clearly wants to do her. Just like right away, just like, okay. Alright, yeah. Well, our old man, that's my competition here, is the old man and me? Oh man, I say.
It's time we get to bed, Captain.
Together?
Yes, you have a great body. May I use it?
I'm with the Major.
For his personal consumption only?
Hey, you guys got a bat cave down here? Who is this guy? Why? So he shows up on this base. He's killed somebody at Earth, and now he's on this base, and you're just like, what's going on here?
Well, I guess you don't get many drop-ins on Saturn 3.
And then he immediately just tells him, like, you fucking suck at your job. I'm here to replace you, basically. I have a robot that I'm building, that I'm gonna build, and he's gonna basically replace you. You gotta deal with it. One of you is gonna be replaced, and I'm telling you, it's not gonna be the girl.
Pure brain tissue. Has nothing on its mind. Yet.
And it has to be programmed. It takes a human being 20 years just to
Body in
develop
3 to 4 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks.
Once I get his head together, it will take over your program.
Take over.
With a little help.
Then what?
Then one of you will be obsolete.
Are you sure this guy... They should ask for his credentials at this point. You know, let us just see your credentials. He looks like a 1990s villain in a karate movie. Looks like he's gonna fight Chuck Norris at the end. So Captain Frankenstein starts making his robot. I should really design this robot with the tubes inside, but, well... Why would you put the tubes on the outside of the robot? A simple snip and bye-bye roboto. You have all that metal. You have that exoskeleton. Put it inside. I'm sure there's plenty of room. You can see there's room. So then Captain Frankenstein introduces Hector, his robot, to the group.
I wanted you to meet Hector.
Adam.
Hector?
Give it a simple instruction. Ask it something.
Kill the captain. Farrah Fawcett and Kirk Douglas are playing chess, and he's like, oh, chess, huh? Well, let me tell you about Hector. Hector knows how to play a chess game or two. And Kirk's like, oh, is that true? Well, step on up, Mr. Hector. And so Hector plays Kirk Douglas, and Kirk Douglas wins.
Checkmate.
Wow, Hector, hang on, Hector. And you're just like, wait a minute. I thought he's supposed to be like some badass robot. Put a dab of this in you, Hector, and you'll be freaky. Direct input. Yeah. Oh, cool. You can control him.
Where do you make the connection?
Oh, well. You don't want to know. Oh, Jesus. Wouldn't that, like, punch through his freaking neck? Yeah, no. It's good, I'm good. Yeah. Hector, yeah, keep playing, Hector. I'm just gonna sit down for a second, guys. Don't mind me. He's like, well, that was a pointless scene. It was like a great moment to establish Hector as this, like, super badass robot. Like, some tough, like, some super intelligent, sharp robot where he just, like, totally kicks his ass, and maybe he plays him again and he beats him in like less moves, you know what I mean? Just like you just see the progression of Hector. And somehow the robot finds a way to, he basically takes stuff from the captain's head and implements it as his own. So the captain was really into Farrah Fawcett, and so now the robot Hector has a crush on Farrah Fawcett.
Are you aware of Alex? What do you think? What do you know about it?
And he's a killer, and so he takes some of the killer aspects. But then at the same time, he like rebels against the captain because he killed, and he's like, oh, you're a killer. I'm not going to work with you anymore.
Why not? What have I done wrong? Not that. Blank that. That's not what I meant. I said to blank that, no blank it.
Which is all contradicted when he goes and he kills the dog. And you're like, wait a minute, I thought you didn't like that the captain killed. Hector's gonna kill the dog. Hector hungry. Sally! That was a dog? Oh, Jesus. And she turns around the corner and there's Hector, and he grabs her arms and like holds her up, and you start getting this glimpse like, okay, Hector's a little fucking crazy, right? Hector's a little nuts. And she's like, stop it, screaming. And then Captain Frankenstein comes in and he's like, Hector, put her down, Hector. And then Hector doesn't. And so he looks over at Farrah Fawcett and he's like, well, you tell him to put him down. He'll listen to you for some reason.
Alex, you ask him.
Hector, please put me down.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Did you teach him to kill?
No.
I taught him
It's
to
you.
love.
He wants you. We both do.
At the same time, Kirk Douglas is outside picking up space shit. And he hears the call, the warning sign that Farrah Fawcett puts out, and he comes running back in. There's actually a really great moment where Kirk Douglas is like, let the robot have him.
the robot have him.
Oh, shit.
Last second, he's like, no, I can't do this. I'm Kirk Douglas.
Please, help me, don't leave me.
I can't do it.
Oh, what? The movie would be too short if I let him die now. I must save him. For at least another 45 minutes.
So he runs in and he saves this bad man and protects him against the robot.
I'll get you, you son of a bitch. What a jump.
How long will the doors hold?
How strong is Hector?
Come on.
Oh, he's pretty strong.
So the movie sort of shifts to suddenly the three humans are banding together to stop Hector, and you're like, okay. I thought Captain Frankenstein was the bad guy, though. Isn't he the bad guy? I thought Hector was the good guy. I thought Hector rebelled against Captain Frankenstein. And you're just like, what the is going on?
Hector's pissed, guys. Wouldn't you be pissed off at the captain at this point? It's like, Captain, what are you doing? Who is this Hector robot? Why did you make this thing? He's like going crazy. You made this guy. And you tap into his brain, dude. Put your little matrix thing in there and fix this.
What's emergency procedure?
I don't know.
Hector starts getting low on battery, and they decide to fry him, basically. So when he starts to charge, they surge up the electricity, I guess, and it fries him. So then he falls back onto the ground, and they go to look at his remains. But then they find out that he's still alive, and they start bickering among each other, and they jump down and they pull out his coffee brains.
My Hector.
So now Hector's dead. Now it's going to be the antagonist versus these two, right? It's going to go back to what we started with, right? Is that what's going on?
Your damn coffee's gone amok.
Dismantle it, piece by piece, and crate it. Then take him and your ideas back with you.
Captain Frankenstein starts tearing apart the robot, and he's like, oh, you're gonna kill me, huh? You're gonna kill me? Go ahead, do it. Try it, bro. Try it. And he's like pulling the arm off. But all of his... What's strange about this whole movie is that all of Captain Frankenstein's vocals have been redubbed. So it has this really strange, monotone, off-putting aspect to it. Just throws you off the whole time.
Want the girl. You think she's beautiful too, don't you?
You know the captain's crazy. He really is crazy.
The robot scared me more.
The robot can kill, the captain can kill.
They're so nonchalant and non-caring about everything that's going on around them. This old man has this like strange paradise with Farrah Fawcett on a distant planet where just him and her fuck all day.
I'm sure most people would be like that with Farrah Fawcett, but it's like, don't you have a little suspicion, a little concern about that crazy captain who created that robot? And Farrah Fawcett's sort of the voice of reason in this movie, where she brings up the points where it's like, well, what about the captain? He's like, I'm sure he's doing the right thing, right? You know, he hasn't done the right thing this whole time. He's been on this spacecraft, but I'm sure he's doing the right thing now. Here, let us check.
Captain, how are things progressing?
I have completed the dismantling.
See, we're all good.
So, what do we say we get back to the bedroom and but they've been on this station for 3 years, basically just the whole time, I'm sure, because it's like it doesn't show them working ever. And you're just like, well, there's two people in this giant place and they're not doing any work. They're just fooling around in bed the whole time. It's like, Of course they're going to send somebody out there to replace him. Sure, it wasn't meant to be a killer or a killer robot, but the robot was supposed to replace him and do their job for him. And it's like, yeah, that makes way more sense than having these two people who are just fucking the whole time. It's like, that's not what you're paid to do. So then out of nowhere, these two robots that have been on the ship, who are just functional robots, who just like do random simple procedures, decide to rebuild Hector out of nowhere. They just start rolling out of these places and they put Hector together, and you're like, what? And it's like, is it just because robots stayed together?
Oh no, what are these robots doing? What? How did he get the robot? Oh, what the
If a robot sees a robot that has been taken apart, he's gonna put that robot back together. That's how they work. That's how robots work. Robots love each other.
The robot on the existing planet is putting Hector together? Oh. What the is going on? Oh my god. See, that's what I'm saying. Just cut one of those tubes and Hector's done, son. You just need a little razor blade and you can defeat Hector. Yes. Yes. My menacing face.
And then Captain Frankenstein's like, you know what? I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm leaving this place. So then he zips up in his little Michael Jackson outfit and he storms into, of course, the captain and her lounging around in bed, because that's all they do. They haven't worked a single second this whole movie. They've just been fucking around the whole time. So he breaks in.
I'm leaving.
And I'm taking her with me. Come along, Alex. I'm taking you with me. And you're like, what?
What?
You killed somebody. It's not like you're going to get away with it. You were lucky to escape on Saturn 3. You would have thought that somebody would have realized that they sent the wrong captain at this point, especially in a future like this.
You are crazy.
Kirk Douglas is like, you ain't taking my woman. And so they get in this big fight, and they're fighting each other. And Kirk Douglas is completely naked, just fighting this guy naked. Because of course he's fucking naked. He's not working. He's hanging out with Farrah Fawcett naked.
Oh my god. Put some pants on, man. Oh my. You, movie. You.
And then he lets him go. And then he steps away, and the guy gets up and fucking hits Kirk right in the head.
You're coming with me.
Let me go!
Why did you do that?
Oh my god. Hector. Gotcha, bitch.
And you're just like, holy crap, okay. So, is Hector now the good guy? Or is Hector just psychotic? You don't know. I feel like the whole time my face is like, what?
Well, I've got my pants on now, and let's assess the situation.
Then we get into the third act, and the rest of the movie is basically them trying to survive Hector. Which is really funny because they're like running down the hallway so fucking fast, dude. So fucking fast. And Hector's like
Hector's around the corner. Watch. 3, 2. Beat me to it.
It's like Hector shows up out of nowhere. So quick. And he's like, oh yeah, I outran him. Okay, I better go check where he is now.
I just outran him. I better go check where he is now.
And he's like, no, you just outran him. Keep going. No, he's like, oh, okay. I think I got ahead of him, a little too far ahead of him. I better go make this even. They set up this little trap to lure him into this spot where they remove some of the flooring.
Boom, Sonny!
And then he gets out and you realize, oh no, that was Kirk's splooge swamp.
It's where Kirk keeps all his splooge.
So then the robot's walking around in all of Kirk's mess, looking for Kirk, pissed off. The two run out. They try to make a run for the ship that Captain Frankenstein left. And they're like, yes, we're in our stormtrooper outfits. We're going to make it. He just has a button to blow up the ship. Just detonate. And so he uses this little sploogey thing and just destroys their ship. Imagine having a button on your keyboard that was just like detonate. It just blew up your car. You just... I'm glad we had that. So then they get caught. And this is pretty interesting, actually. This is probably the most interesting part of the movie. The whole time you're like, why don't they just kill them? Just kill them.
And we know something. He doesn't want to kill us.
It makes it feel unbelievable until this moment where you realize what they're really going for.
How will it end, Captain?
You and I will come to an arrangement. This way, please. This way. I'm here. I'm alive. I haven't died. I'm taking over.
It's Captain Frankenstein's voice, and you're like, oh, he's still alive? Which you figure he's still alive. But then when you see him, oh my god, you realize he's not alive. He's actually dead. And the robot took his head, and he put his head over on top of the robot head. And so they're forced into a little slave labor to go deal with these messes.
Oh, shit. I'm in the Matrix. I took the red pill.
What are you doing to me?
Your program for the day is very simple.
The robot kind of using these two humans as slaves to up production on things. And Kirk Douglas has other plans. I think realizes that he's screwed because he has a little matrix hole in the back of his neck. So he goes to this room and he grabs these like tubes, which you assume are probably bombs, and he puts them below his super awesome vest. He decides to wear his nice vest today, and he goes and he meets up with the robot.
You must learn to obey.
And then he grabs the robot and he throws him into the splooge swamp.
Desist.
The bombs detonate and the splooge swamp just goes everywhere.
Ew. Oh, God. It's everywhere. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. It's everywhere. Ew. She has a lot to clean up.
And then it just hard cuts to her on this random other ship, and her hair's all 80s, and she's looking out this planet, and she sees Earth for the first time.
I'd suggest you walk to the ports and get a good position for a
Is that
swell
Farrah
view
Fawcett?
of Mother Earth coming right up.
Yeah, it is. How did she get on that ship? Oh my god, what a terrible ending. Oh, Jesus.
It makes you wonder if Stanley Donen, the director of Singing in the Rain, actually made a good movie, Singing in the Rain, or if it was other people involved in that movie that made that movie so good. Because he had Kirk Douglas here, he had Farrah Fawcett, he had Harvey Keitel, and still the movie sucked. It was pretty bad. He had great cinematography. He had a pretty interesting script, right? Like a robot that sort of loses its mind and kills everybody. It's sort of like Alien meets Hell 2001, but it doesn't really work at all. So somebody dropped the ball here, and it makes you wonder, like, was it the director, was it the screenwriter, or was it the editor? I think it was one of those three. It's bizarre enough to watch, but it's not something that I would want to watch again. Maybe I'd watch it. I don't know. It's more bizarre than anything. The visuals are pretty cool. I think if it was redone, it could be done properly. This is a movie that you should remake. Don't remake something that's good. Remake something that's almost good. This movie's almost good. It'd be interesting to see a remake of this. Thanks for joining. It's fun just kind of hanging out, drinking a beer, watching a movie. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.
No. Re-recorded at Twickenham Film Studios. That's why it sounds like The Fucking Room half the time. Hello? How did you like that stay? How do you like your stay here on Saturn 3? Do you like Saturn 3? Is it good to you? Jewelry? Well, we brought in a jewelry specialist for our Saturn 3 movie. Yeah, and we didn't really use her, but I don't think we... Yeah, we just paid her. I don't think we actually used any jewelry. Video system. Zoom television. Zoom out. Natural history video plates. Oxford Scientific Films. Natural history video plates. Computer graphics design. System Simulations Ltd. I'd be interested to see if they're still in business. Petroleum test equipment. Is that all like the gooey, nasty shit they had? Oliver Henry? Man, what a weird movie. That was pretty bad. And it was a small crew. Those credits were short. Made at Shepperton Studio Centres, Shepperton, Middlesex, England. Ownership of this motion picture is protected by copyright. Oh, okay.